You have done everything right. You eat well, you move your body, you've read the books, you follow the right people, you know about cortisol, about hormones, about the nervous system, and about the subconscious. And something is still not working. So you ask yourself the question you would never say out loud to anyone in your life. What the is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you, but something is running you. And until you see it, nothing you do on the outside is going to stick. And this is what this video is about. She is not the problem. The programming is. I've worked with high-achieving women for over 30 plus years. Women who are successful by every measure. Smart, driven, accomplished. Women who've built careers, raised families, led teams, and figured out every hard thing life has thrown at them. And they come to me completely baffled because the one thing they cannot figure out is themselves. And it's not for lack of trying. And it's sure the hell not for lack of knowledge. They have all the knowledge. And that actually is part of the problem. And here's what I know to be true after working with literally thousands of clients. You are not overweight because you lack discipline. You're not exhausted because you're weak. And you're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because you're running a program that was written before you were old enough to question it. Just think about that for a second. Everything you believe about yourself, about your body, about what you deserve, what you're worthy of, about whether you're safe to be seen, about whether you're worthy of feeling good in your own skin, all of it was written by someone else in a time when you had no say. And you've been running that program on autopilot ever since. So here's the information trap. And here's what nobody in the wellness space or the muscle and fiction industry wants to say out loud. Information does not create transformation. And you can listen to every podcast known to man, read every book, follow every expert, know every protocol, and still wake up tomorrow in the same body, making the same choices, feeling the exact same way. Because the subconscious doesn't give a shit about what you know. It cares about what it believes. Your subconscious is running about 95% of everything you do. The choices you make around food, the way you respond to stress, whether you follow through or find a reason not to, whether you rest or push, whether you receive or deflect. All of it running on a program that you did not choose. So when you white knuckle your way through another 30 days and then blow it on a Tuesday night for what feels like no reason, that's not weakness. That's your subconscious doing exactly what it was programmed to do. Protect you. Keep you safe in the identity it knows. The problem is that identity was built for a version of you that no longer exists. And here's the identity piece that nobody is talking about. I want you to think about the most successful version of you. The version that handles everything, that shows up, that gets shit done, that people rely on. And now I want you to ask yourself something. Does that version of you believe she's allowed to take up space in her own body? Does she believe she deserves to feel as good as she looks on paper? Does she actually believe she can change? Or does she have a quiet story running underneath everything that says, this is just who I am. This is just how my body is. I've tried, and it doesn't work for me. And that story, that quiet, invisible, running below your awareness story, that actually is a program. And no meal plan, no workout, no freaking supplement, and no amount of willpower touches it because it lives underneath all that. And this is what I call the mind shit. The subconscious belief system that's driving the bus while you sit in the back wondering why you keep ending up in the same frickin' place. So what actually has to shift? So I'm not going to give you any tips today. I'm going to tell you the one thing that changes everything. You have to become somebody different before your body will respond differently. Not try harder, not know more, not find the right frickin' protocol. You have to become someone who genuinely believes at a subconscious level that she's the woman who feels good in her own body, that she's the woman who has energy, that she's the woman who follows through, not because she forces herself, but because that's simply who she is now. And that right there, that is an identity shift. And identity shifts do not happen from the outside in. They happen from the inside out. When the subconscious story changes, the behavior changes automatically. Not through force, not through motivation, through rewiring. And that is what I do with my clients. We do not start with food. We start with the belief system underneath the food. We do not start with the body. We start with the identity running the body. And when that shifts, everything shifts. So if you're watching this and something actually landed for you, if there was a moment where you thought, wait, what? I think that's me. That's not a coincidence. That's recognition. That's the part of you that already knows the truth, just heard it out loud for the first time. You already know the truth, and you actually just heard it out loud for the first time. So I work with a small number of women privately who are done trying to think their freaking way into transformation their body is refusing to believe. If that's you, the link to book a conversation with me is below. And I'm telling you, no pitch, no pressure, just a real conversation to see if what I do is what you have been looking for. And either way, you're not broken. You're just ready.